How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Universal Veteran here again, and it's been about I would say December, January, February, March. It's about 6 months since my last video. I know you can't necessarily see me right now, and I apologize for that. This is more of a video I'm making just to really talk and just discuss some things, nothing in particular, more of just a catch up and let everyone know what's going on with my life and my progress of my last video and what I talked about before then. I guess we could first start off by discussing some of the things that I talked about in my last video. I think I mentioned how I was talking to a woman last year, and that's no longer happening anymore. I've gone on a couple dates since then, and nothing's really worked out. I'm talking to this one lady right now, but it's still in the beginning phases. So it's really a hit and miss at the moment. I've been single now for I don't think it's exactly 5 years. I think it's more 4 years now at this point. I really don't know. It's been so long since me and Sonny have been together that it's hard to really remember the exact date of when we broke up. I'm sure if I went through my videos again and looked, I would probably understand and be able to give you a better estimate. But as for right now, I have no fucking clue. So we'll just say it's 4.5 years I've been single. And I've gotten pretty used to it. I've noticed with myself that I still have some, I think I've gotten over me and her relationship. I've gotten over my feelings for her, and I no longer have any really deep connections with her anymore. But I think because of how she treated me and how our relationship ended, it's been hard for me to find somebody else to really trust fully again. And it sounds bad, it does. And I definitely, if I were to get into a relationship with somebody else, I wouldn't want to bring that doubt and mistrust into a new relationship. And that's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring more of my own. It's almost like I've built a wall around myself to make it harder for women to get closer to me because of the fear of me possibly being hurt again. And I think that's more of a psychological thing and something I'm just going to have to kind of deal with and work towards if I do end up in a relationship in the future. But I can't really do anything about that at the moment. I've spent, like I said, 4.5 years single at this point, so it's kind of wait until I get into a relationship and then work on it as I go into the relationship, you know. But what was I saying? So that's probably one of the aspects that I'm like not necessarily the most concerned about, but it's definitely on my top 10 list of stuff that I need to work on with myself. Another thing that I'm concerned about is the diet that I was on. Now, I've discussed this in other videos and talked about it a bunch of different times about my diets, and I've really came to the conclusion that my diet, the way that I eat, is fucking piss poor, and it just doesn't work for me wanting to get healthy. So around last year, from November all the way to January, or no, I would say October to December, I was going to the gym 4 to 5 days a week, and I maintained it. I really did. I maintained going to the gym for practically 3 fucking months straight. There were some weeks that I would go maybe 3 days, but for the most part, I was going 3 to 5 days during that entire period of time. And it worked out. I was doing really well. What really fucked me is, one, I wasn't on a proper diet. I was trying to maintain a 1 meal per day which was fucking impossible for me. Especially when I go to work and I stop at gas stations to get food. So I would spend an hour in the gym, 45 minutes, but I would work my ass off on the fucking elliptical, and I would burn massive amounts of calories, but because of my diet being so shit, I wasn't really seeing any weight loss. I was seeing muscle gains, of course. I was seeing really good muscle gains. I had before and after pictures of the first month or the first day versus the 3-month period, and I definitely gained some muscle. I gained some definitions on my shoulders, my arms, my back. Not necessarily my stomach, because I was still eating like a piece of shit, so I definitely wasn't getting abs or anything, but I could see it in my legs. Everything was really well, and I was doing pretty well. But December happened just before Christmas. My pipes broke in my fucking kitchen and flooded my whole goddamn kitchen in the basement. So for about 2 months straight, my landlord was literally replacing every single thing in my kitchen, from the walls to the fucking floor to the ceiling to the goddamn cabinets, everything. So for a good 2 months, I literally had no kitchen whatsoever. I couldn't cook any food. There was parts where I couldn't even fucking get water. I had to use water in my kitchen or in my bathroom to fucking drink. So that just fucking escalated my eating habits to a terrible degree. And I stopped going to the gym around that same time when things were getting really stressful. And since then, I haven't been back. So I haven't been back in about 6 months or so, 5-6 months. And I want to go back, but now another problem's pulled up to where they forgot to cancel my membership, so now I'm getting charged. So if I want to go back, I now have to pay like $200 in fucking late fees. And it's just like a whole fucking thing at the moment. Another thing too is, in terms of my finances, my work has been really fucking me lately. So you guys know about this, but after Sonia left in April of last year, I pretty much started only working 4 days a week, just so I could help my mom out, since she was the one watching my son all the time, and to spend an extra day with Andrew. Now that was fine and dandy. I could handle working 4 days a week. The problem is after the holidays, around the beginning of this year, now that the COVID shit has closed down and it's no longer a thing really anymore, all of our routes and everything have gone back to normal, what they used to be like 3 years ago. So for the past few months, I've literally been I would be off for 3 days. Tuesday night would come up, or Tuesday morning, and I would be like, hey, what am I doing for my route? And they'd be like, oh, we don't have enough routes, sorry, we're gonna put you on call. So there's been the last few fucking weeks have been days where I'm working 3 days a week, and it's just like, I can't keep doing this shit, man. They're really, really just fucking me over. I've had to, because of this, I've had to completely stop paying my fucking debit cards. So now they're in collections. I had to stop paying for my loan for my computer. That's in collections now too. So I lost 2 credit cards and I lost 2 loans, so 4. So over the past 5 years of me building up my fucking credit, because of how screwed my paychecks have been, I just couldn't afford my loans anymore. It just wasn't possible. So I just made the decision a bad decision, yes, to just stop paying them, just so I could save the extra expenses every month. So now I'm down to literally my car payment, my rent, my electricity, my internet, my heating, my phone bill, and my internet, and my car insurance, and that's it. I have no loans, I have no credit cards. I literally am just paying just bills now. Basically, the bills that I can't not pay. So I have to pay regardless. And even then, I think it's partly because of my dumbass decision to get that Chrysler 300. I love the car. I love the fucking car, and I want to keep the car, and I'm probably going to have to keep the car. But because my payments are $560 a month with this damn car, I am pretty much forced to pay $560 a month, which on top of only working 3 days a week has really just made it impossible to really do anything else besides outside of bills. I still get my hair done, and I still get a pedicure, but I've reduced that to once a month now. And outside of that, that's really, I don't really pay for anything else. So because of all this financial shit, and on top of the fact that my mom just can't keep watching Ander during the night anymore for me, she literally just can't keep doing this night shift shit for my job. I'm now looking into getting another job. I've already found one that I'm pretty confident that I'm going to get. It's working 5 days a week, starting at 6 to 7 a.m. every day. So there's no broken up sleep schedules. There's no random fucking on-call times. There's no, like, one day I work at 11, the next day I work at 12. It's all starting at 7 a.m. every single morning, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And by doing this, it's a little less pay. It is, but it's more pay than I'm making now because I'll be working 5 days a week. And I'll be home at nighttime to get him to bed and take him to school in the morning and everything like that. So all in all, it works out a lot better. Maybe working at this company for a few years, I'll be able to build back up to what I'm making, like what I am now. But because right now, I think last year I made $72,000. I think, yeah, $72,000 is what I made in total. And this new job, if you break that down for my miles paid, I get paid 62 cents a mile, but I usually average around $1,100 paycheck every week because of me only working 4 days. But this new job, working 5 days a week, I'll get paid $25 an hour, which is less than my 62 cents per mile that I'm making here. But because I'll be working 5 days a week, and the recruiter was breaking it down how, oh my God, I'm getting tongue-tied. The recruiter was breaking it down between showing me and telling me like what other drivers have made, and they usually average around 50 to 57 hours a week. So doing based on that, I could be looking at around $1,400 to $1,500 a week, which is nice. But hopefully in a few years working there, I will get pay raises and whatnot, and eventually be making $30 an hour or so. As for everything else, let me think about like myself. Anders doing fine. He's 8 years old now. Fucking hard to believe, but I'm still trying to work out like the best way to raise him, because this is my first time raising a kid, and since I'm now a single dad with full custody of my son, I now have to play both parts, and it's hard for me to be mom and dad, because I really don't know how to like balance the love and affection with the sternness and discipline that a father should give. So I'm doing what I can to help him out and bring out the best in him. There's probably some aspects that I need to like focus more on. I mean, one, I'm antisocial as a person, and that's just how I've been my whole life. And I don't want to push those type of traits on Ander, but at the same time, I have to like push myself out of those traits to be able to represent that onto him and show him that being around more people and doing more activities outside is more beneficial than being a loner and fucking not talking to anybody, you know? So it's like I have to like change my personality while at the same time molding his personality into the best form that it can be in. And it's difficult because it's something that I've never really done, and it's hard, especially I don't know, it's difficult, and I'm just trying to like do the balancing act with raising him properly and making sure that he has the foundation necessary to succeed in the future. He's been struggling a lot with like his activities and like his work, schoolwork. There's certain aspects of his schoolwork that he excels in really well. There's certain aspects that he does about the average, all the other students, and then there's certain subjects where he's below average. So trying to like balance all this out and like do the things that he needs me to do, it's difficult, and I'm just gonna have to deal with it. Luckily, I got him a counselor for his school. She comes in every Thursday and talks with him and just sees how he is, and if he's feeling bad or whatnot, she can help him, like a legit counselor. So from what I've heard is it's going well, and he's responding well to it, which is nice. I believe he has ADHD just like me, and I was going to get him on prescription, but my mom, she doesn't want me to get him on medication, and I can understand, because when I was put on that type of medication when I was his age, it really like dulled and bumped me out to the point to where I wasn't like the happy-go-lucky self that I used to be, you know, and I don't want to do that to him. I don't want like negative traits to be added on because of that medication that transitions him into being like that in the future, you know. And I've always told like Sonia, when we were in the relationship together, I've always told him that like these little things can affect his personality when he's older. And I don't want my mistake of putting him on medication and for that to snowball into when he's 30 years old to have the same type of fucking personality as me, you know? So I don't want him to be doled out by the medication so much that he doesn't interact and doesn't communicate with his friends at school, which then transitions him to being a social outcast in school when he's a teenager. It sounds complicated, I know, but I just feel like these little things that I do in life will snowball into something that's going to negatively impact him when he's an adult, or when he's a teenager, or when he's older, you know. So maybe I'm just going too deep into it, but so far he's doing fine. I definitely got to get out and do more with him in terms of activities outside. I can't keep sitting behind my fucking computer all day 24/7 not doing anything. But it's hard because we live in Iowa in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, so it's like trying to find a good activity that I can be interested in as well, that I will be wanting and willing to take him to because I'm also interested in it. So recently I've been trying to get him into going on hikes with me. So we've been walking on the trail together. We have a massive trail that stretches like 25 miles outside of our town, and I've been trying to get him into doing that. And I eventually, this is just a hypothetical, God knows what's going to happen in 5-10 years, but eventually I want me and him during maybe a summer break or whatnot to go on the Appalachian Trail that goes from, I believe, South Carolina all the way up to Maine. I think it's like 2,000 miles or something like that. And I eventually want to be able to take him to do something like that during his summer vacation, where we just spend 3 months fucking walking a trail together. So I'm trying to like build our endurance and muscle capacity up, and with my fat ass, I definitely need to like lose weight. So walking has kind of helped me a little bit. So it's not too physically demanding, and it doesn't require too much out of me. It just requires me to get up and walk. But I've been having some fucking troubles, man. So I think it's just the fact that I'm getting older and like things are catching up to me. But every time, because of my weight, I think I'm like 286 pounds right now. Because of my weight and my inactivity as being a truck driver, my ankles, the muscles in my bottom legs, I swear to God, are so deteriorated from not moving that anytime that I go on a walk, like I'm telling you, like I do not know how to express this into words, how painful it is for me. Like, I will start walking, right? Any distance, no matter where I'm going, it doesn't matter. If I'm on my feet and I start walking, after about a quarter of a mile, half a mile, my muscles from my bottom of my ankle, where my foot connects, all the way up to about the middle of my calf, that muscle right on the outside part of your ankle, that muscle constricts so fucking much that it's literally like a brick. It's like, you know, I'm assuming most people have experienced this. It's not a cramp. Don't let me get you wrong. It's not a cramp, but I'm just going to use this as an analogy. You know how when your muscle gets so condensed in the midst of a cramp that it's literally like you can't move your leg. You literally have to like wait for the cramp to go away. It is so fucking tight that it hurts. That's literally how my ankle is. It is literally almost like it's in midst of a cramp, and it's literally tightened to an ungodly amount to where every step that I go farther is just fucking agony. And I'm trying to do everything that I can to like get this pain to go away. And partly it's due to my weight, because of all my weight fucking pushing down every time I walk. The second part is because I'm fat. I'm a fat fucker. And the more weight I have on myself, the more stress it puts on my ankles. And third is my lifestyle. Me sitting all the time as a truck driver has really, really deteriorated my fucking muscles in my legs. And I literally have to do something about this, or I'm literally gonna fucking lose my mind. I've also been experiencing neck pain, swallowing difficulties. I guess we're gonna just talk about my health. On top of that, when I walk, that's just when I walk. As for like long-term things that I'm experiencing, I think I've developed scar tissue in my throat, to the point to where every time I swallow, I always feel like there's a lump in the back of my throat. And I've gone to the doctors, I've gone to the ER, and I've done an MRI, and I've done a CAT scan on my throat. There's no mass, so thank God there's no cancer there. But something's happened to my throat. So I have an appointment on May 10th to go see a specialist, and then more than likely go through a few procedures to have a scope down my throat and whatnot to then figure out what the fuck is going on. Because like last week, every time I were to swallow food, it was so bad to where I was getting like bad chest pains, to where I would swallow a little bit of piece of food and you could just feel fucking something just right in the middle of my chest. So yeah, I don't know. I've been experiencing this for the past year, and it's just progressively gotten worse. So I'm going to go see a specialist on the 10th to get it checked out. Another thing too about my health, I've been prescribed ADHD medication, Adderall. I just actually got this prescribed to me last week, and I've been taking it since then. And it seems to be working well for me. It's like how I was when I was on phentermine, but it's not as like crazy, you know? I feel like when I'm on this medication, I feel like I'm able to like focus on my goals a lot more than what I used to be. I still need that discipline to like not do things. So as an example, eating food. Let's go back to food. So going to the gas station, getting food, taking this medication has definitely helped me control the urge to actually go to the store and buy food when I'm driving. Sometimes I fail, sometimes I don't, but I feel like it's helped me. It's helping me a lot more, and I'm more calmed down and relaxed. I'm not stressing about things as much anymore. I'm not too worrying about things as heavily, and I'm a lot more, I would say sociable, but I'm not as like antisocial, if that makes sense. I have more confidence to speak compared to before. So yeah, I've been on this medication now for about a week now, so we'll see what happens in about 3 or 4 months. I actually got prescribed this by doing a video call with a doctor who's in Illinois. So on the 18th, I actually have to drive all the way down to Chicago to meet with this lady, and then after that, I won't have to go down there again. But yeah. What else? What else with my health? That's about it. In terms of health problems, I really don't have anything else. I will say though that I do have a bunch more tattoos compared to the last time that I've talked to you guys. Ever since my last video, I have legit been going to the tattoo artist once a month, and since I last talked to you guys, I now have from the knee below, from the knee down to my ankle on my right leg, is fully covered 360. I also have a thigh tattoo that I'm working on. It covers pretty much my entire front of my thigh. I go into today actually to finish the other half of it, and then I'm gonna finish up with the rest of my right leg to where it's fully covered, full 360. And I've came to the conclusion that I love tattoos, and I'm probably going to be completely covered in them at some point, minus my neck and face and my chest. Probably I'll have everything else covered. What else?
So the site's jammed in.
Honestly, I don't think there's really anything else to talk about. I might make out another part 2 video at some point, but that's about all I can think about for now. So stay tuned for that. I'll talk to you guys soon, and peace.